Okay, so Nitish, do you want to quickly do the welcome as the SIG lead for the cloud platform SIG?
Sure, Mukesh, and thank you so much for that, and thanks to all of you who have tuned in. We know that the last quarter, while it has been unprecedented in many ways, it has also been unprecedented in terms of the number of webinar invites we have got. And I think most of us would have attended, if not more, if not less, at least 10 to 12 webinars already. And hence it is heartening to see that you have joined. So we thank you for your time. Now we do this on a monthly basis. First Wednesday of every month, we come to you to this community of SAP Cloud Platform users or interested people to tell you about the latest and greatest in SAP Cloud Platform. Uh, so I manage the platform and technology business development for India, and SAP Cloud Platform is a very important pillar in that. And more in the entire portfolio, I'm most excited about SAP Cloud Platform because of the kind of innovations we are doing on not a quarterly basis, but on a weekly basis. If you look at all the services on Cloud Platform, there are multiple things, multiple microservices. When you talk about conversational AI, robotic process automation, IoT, machine learning, and other 80 plus services that we host on cloud. Now, conversational AI as a topic that we chose for July session is extremely relevant. And the reason why we thought we should come back to you and talk to you more about what we're doing in this space is because we still feel that if you look at the market today, customers have not been able to adopt conversational AI, or as we call chatbot in normal parlance, in a contextual, in a manner where you could actually drive business efficiency. Whenever I talk to customers, typically the use cases which come on chatbot are about employee FAQ, right? And being the consumers of many companies, we also tend to interact with those companies in a typical FAQ manner, and hence maybe those use cases come to our mind. But when we really looked at the capabilities and use cases of chatbot, uh, we were thrilled to see that the kind of business efficiency it can bring in. And that is the context that I wanted to bring in today's session. So we have our partner Skybuffer, and I would introduce Silke and Tamal from Skybuffer, who have been working with us for the last couple of years in this space, in this space of conversational AI. And what they have done is they have built the content which is contextual to SAP. Okay, which means that how do you connect to SAP FI? How do you connect to HR? How do you connect to the supply chain? Different modules of SAP, and how you can leverage some of the pre-built bot that we have built, that Skybuffer team has built using SAP Conversational AI Engine to close loop the process, to actually finish the process, to complete the process. And in today's session, we intend to show you that and much more in terms of how innovation is brought into this subject area itself. So I hope that lays the foundation of what we want to cover in the next 35-40 minutes. And of course, we will keep it interactive. It's a small group. So please chime in with your questions on the chat window, and we can have a verbal Q&A towards the end of the session as well. So with that, I would request and invite Sergey from Skybuffer to take it away from now on. Sergey, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yep, I will drive you today through the presentation we have, and also, of course, through the live demo, showing the main building blocks we have for the solution, for actually the strategy, how you can start using conversational AI and leverage it with all other software you have in your landscape. So today we will speak about, I will talk about, and we can discuss for sure, intelligent decision dimension. So that's a product, we call it like this. It's a AI content for conversational AI platform. And we see it as a smart assistant in corporate landscape. So it's a little bit wider than just a chatbot. So because like it's been mentioned already, so chatbot currently everybody think it's mostly like a Q&A and probably help you maybe connect with like a human being with a operator and try to solve the same problems almost the same way how you currently solve it using like any ITSM solutions you have. What we actually try to offer, yeah, let me jump to next slide. So we try to offer a harmonized solution that has three main building blocks. So the first one, it's almost like equal building blocks. Yep. So the first one is conversational AI chatbot solution itself. Yep. So that's a unified, harmonized skill set, can speak any language. So it means you can type English, you can type Hindi, you can type Polish, you can type Spanish, whatever language you like. The second piece is how we integrate it with a human expertise, because we understand, yes, chatbot is awesome, so we need to think about like a human expert, because ideally, let's say only 20 or 30% of questions we should leave for human expertise. Means the level of automation like 7 to 80%. It's really awesome if you achieve that. If you start and get 20 or 30% of automation, it's definitely a good start as well. And the third one is analytics, is reporting, because put like a chatbot either on your website for customer supports or in your internal landscape in the Teams, let's say, or Skybuffer business, or maybe directly to a SharePoint portal if you use it, and let your business partners or employees use it. It's a kind of black box. So you always need to be able to analyze and see, all right, so what is happening with the chatbot, with the conversations on an aggregated level? So which topics people try to discuss with the chatbot solution? Where chatbot able to bring the solution, and in a time that we actually like the solution to be delivered to the client or to the employee, and where we have gaps and how we can distinguish these gaps. So all of these things can definitely be easily discovered using analytical solution. And of course, all the three building blocks is SAP software that you simply, you have it. First of all, you have it already. Yep, you're a SAP client, you have it. And second of all, so you just need to have like a conversational AI to definitely like run the process smoothly. Because chatbot itself, many companies deliver, many platforms can be used. Mostly Q&A brings almost no value to you. Yeah, so it's something that, well, probably you like to have it because it's a trend. It's it's something you like to post on your website. But to bring the value, you definitely need to have three building blocks, like a chatbot itself, workplace where you can put like a human expertise inside it, and of course reporting solution. So the reporting solution is essential. So you need to be able to understand what happens with your cognitive automation. Yep. So that's what we deliver. And of course, it speaks any language. So and it speaks like a good Hindi, for instance. It speaks like a good local Indian languages as well. So target groups, as mentioned, employees, customers, business partners. So the content we delivered, the content we built, it's actually more than 400 of skills from different line of businesses. And we have skills that can be used by your employees, for instance. It's simple processes, day-to-day operations like absences, timesheets, maybe small procurement, getting some information from SAP system, even if they know the transaction. Yeah, don't allow them to spend their time. For instance, I can type like only one phrase and say, okay, what is my leave quota? So unlock my user. It's only one phrase, one sentence. I can post it in Teams and get immediate action. It's much faster than to go to SAP and do it as a transaction. So try to automate. Don't try to automate bad processes. Yeah. So bad processes needs to be definitely like rethink and redesign. But what you try to automate good processes. Try to return back some time, and of course, try to definitely make the work simple for employees, because they need to be focused on their tasks, but not on the system. Yeah, your customers, for sure, like a customer support. So here we have different approaches. So one is like a Q&A, but a good Q&A. Yep, Q&A that speaks any languages, and it's like a, let's say, wide Q&A with like a 300, 400, 500 of questions. At the same time, you like sometimes to combine Q&A with operations. For instance, customer come and say, okay, how can I return my shoes back? And then you say, okay, that's how you can return them back. That's the rules. At the same time, you can show the button, for instance, create like a return claim. Yeah. And once you create a return claim, it's an operational skill, and you try to combine them together, because you're not only answering the question, but you like customer to do the job by themselves. It's faster, you get more loyalty, and of course it's cheaper for you. Because once I click like, okay, create a claim, for instance, a return claim, you simply can show me like my last orders and say, okay, well, you have like 10 orders, but only 2, according to our rules, are applicable for return policy. Yep. So then you avoid all the situations that I bought something like a month ago, I tried to return it back. Yep. So that's how you can use actually the cognitive automation on your website or on your like portals where you talk to your customers. It might be business to customers or business to business. So business to business is as well like a nice, for instance, a nice thing when customer would like to get some paperwork for you to be done. You say like, send me like a copy of my last invoice. It's very easy. You can do it like in a chatbot interface. Business partners, they also consume our time. Yep. And we need to make them happy. We need to make them happy fast because that's our vendors. Of course, we like the best vendors to work for us. And at the same time, we like to provide them the best services for their self-service, let's say, management of their things they are doing. Like very simple case, we have invoice that is not paid. So what vendor will do is they will ask your procurement department, so or someone they know in a company, say, why my invoice is not paid. If you will give them like a chatbot solution, chatbot can easily check in a system and say, hey, well, service entry sheet is not yet submitted. Yeah, go and submit your timesheet, go and submit your service entry sheet. Once it's approved, you get it paid, and provide the link, for instance, to the template that they need to be filled. Or if you have service entry sheet to be filled online in a vendor portal, then they can provide, like a chatbot can provide this link. So it's very easy, it's very clear, and of course it automates like lots of steps you currently do manually. And it's, of course, you see all those steps, they are integrated with your digital core, with your SAP backend system. Yep. So, and for this, you need to have like a good content. For this, you need to have like a robust and certified content, and that's what we have. So, and that's what we bundle together, delivering the services from SAP Cloud Platform. The services like Conversational AI, the services is like application runtime that you can bundle together, and of course, save time and save money for hosting all of these pieces, of the software together. So what we also have, and what we also like to tell you about the platform. So why SAP platform? So many platforms around. Yep. So many companies said they do have chatbot solutions that you can benefit from. Well, our vision as a partner that deliver on SAP platform, on top of SAP platform, consuming our own investment. Yep. So our vision that SAP platform is the best for us. We tried to use other platforms as well. It's very narrow. Yep. So you definitely can build like a easy like Q&A bot on any platform. It will work, no issues. Once you start doing integration steps, once you start doing like a operational bot, once you start building a conversational driven bot, so then you need to do like a tons of development on other platforms than SAP. In SAP platform, it's platform for business. Means you can work with a memory, you can work with the conversation driven scenarios. You don't need to develop. It's like no code. Yeah. So you do everything in the UI. It's really fast, no gap between you development team, let's say, and the business. Yeah. Or between you business and your development team. Because if I'm on a business side, I'm always afraid that I have a scenario in mind, very easy for me, how to communicate it back to developers and how to be sure they develop what I need. Yeah, we saw it like in SAP GUI applications, we saw it in the WebDynpro, we saw it in Fiori, and of course, like a cognitive automation, conversation interfaces is almost the same. Yeah, and giving the platform to your development team or to your service providers that has almost no gap between business and development, it's beneficial, it's a cost saving. Yeah, that's why we return back to the SAP platform, we start using it. So NLP is perfect, UI is perfect, but that's the biggest advantage, it's no code platform. Very fast, saving time, no gap between development and business. What we offer is a quick start. Yeah? We have a content, very huge, 400 of skills, more than 300 of ABAP classes, interface between a backend system and conversational AI. Everything is done out of the box. In case you choose whatever scenarios we have in the library, 5 days you are in production with some pilot installation. If you have some business process in mind that we don't have in our library, no problem. So we deliver it as a subscription, fixed price cost, all development, all extra custom development is included. Yeah, so it's really clear and low in transparency. So no surprises, no time and material, like a small subscription-based delivery jointly together with SAP as a qualified partner pack solution, and you get it. very quick. If you like to try the automation, choose like some scenarios we have in the library, 5 days. It's a guarantee you will be live with them. So you have like a pilot group of people that will start using it, and definitely so you will see the benefits immediately. Excellent. So cost-wise, time-wise, yeah, of course it's much faster and much cheaper than develop it from scratch by yourself, because of almost no risk if you have a content that is already delivered, tested, and in use by other customers. Yeah. So you grab the content, you plug it into your system, you have no risk it will work. If it will not work, means you doesn't pay. Yeah. So you don't pay. So it's very easy. And of course, like if you start development in-house, be ready that you will spend like a 12, 16 week, and you will be close to run live with some pilot that is connected to SAP backend. I'm not talking about Q&A. Q&A is simple, useless, brings no value. If it's like a Q&A plus operational skills, it's powerful, brings value, but then you need time to develop it. What we have as a part of the content, very quickly, let's say, so not showing you like all the scenarios. Yeah. So we have like a supply chain management, order to cash, plant maintenance, finance controlling, HCM, SD, everything. Yeah. Everything you need to run your business in a cognitive automated interface, in a conversational driven interface where a digital assistant is sitting and understands what you are telling and follows your emotional, let's say, sentiment-based analysis of the conversation, and try to be driven by you if you jump in from one skill to another, but driven by the content. So that's what we deliver in. And that's what SAP platform allows you to do. So if you don't like to have intent-driven, like a phrases-driven content where you tell something, well, you are inside an intent, then you start like a floor, and if you are like in a happy floor, you're really successful. If you go like out from the happy floor, it's really scrap. So that's a classical development of the content. So what we are doing, what SAP platforms allows you to do, is to develop, let's say, like a L3, like a level 3 chatbots. Yep. So it's a content-driven chatbot. If you said something to the board, like, okay, so what is my leave quota? And you're like outside of corporate network, I said, like, give me your sub user ID, and say, that's a problem. Yeah, I don't know it. And chatbot understands you and try to follow the conversation and say, right, maybe you can tell me your email. Yeah. Or if you start talking about like one business case, and then all of a sudden jump to another one, chatbot is following you. You are not locked in a business case. You're not crushed. You don't need to refresh. Yeah. So that's what SAP platform allows you to do, and that's the content we deliver. Channels, of course, any channel, like web chat, WhatsApp, Telegram, Microsoft, Skype for Business or Teams, voice, also available. Industry solution, also packed for banking, healthcare, retail, pharma. So that's definitely what we can cover. Success stories, and of course, like the platform is only good and solution is only good when we have success stories. Yeah, some success stories from different regions. Well, it's many other we have, but what we'd like to tell is like a banking, for instance, one bank in Belarus. Why it is here? Because two languages are used there. One is Belarusian, really local language, and another one is Russian. So two languages that are complicated to automate, and they bundled all together, and it's business to customer. So it's on the bank website to provide support to the customers. Yeah, it's mostly Q&A with some operations integrated into banking digital core. So they are live. Motiva Establishment Labs. So it's a healthcare. Yeah, it's not like a classical healthcare. So what they are doing, they provided breast implants, and they provided like all over the globe companies in Costa Rica. However, they work in US, they work in Latin America, they work in Europe, I believe in Asia as well. What they are doing with the chatbot solution on SAP platform is let's say combine a hybrid solution. One part of it is for business to customers, providing the customer support for either patient or for the surgeon that are working together with them and deliver services to them. Another piece of solution is living locally in their network and deliver services for their employees working for S/4HANA system. So that's a nice example how you can cover with unified skill set, mindset, two different areas. Yeah, and you manage it as a single unified mindset. It's cheap and easy. And Tapestry, so fashion industry from US, it's like a New York based. So what they are doing in the cognitive automation, so they are using conversational AI to automate processes, internal processes for their like S4HANA and actually some systems around it landscape. Yeah. So they simply use it to directly chat to their system for some, as said, like a good scenarios, not best scenarios. Don't try to automate best scenarios with cognitive automation. It will be worse. Yeah. In some good scenarios where they can see the room for improvement once they provide or return time back to their in place. So that's almost like that is like an example where chatbot is only living in a corporate network and serves only to employees. And company is of course international, so many languages should be supported. And of course it is working on a language that employee speaks. Yeah. So that's 3 nice success stories, different industries, as you can see. Well, not even classical one, because like if you have SAP S4HANA or ERP, simple system, so it's definitely there. So you can be like from oil and gas industry, like we have a company like the refineries that they're using it for the processes, or you can be like from production system producing something. So that's even much more easier than the success stories you can see currently, because currently it's been like the most challenging processes. Yeah? So when you have banking, when you have customer support, healthcare, or you have fashion. Yeah. Let's see what else we have additionally. So you will see it just in a couple of minutes. It's a hybrid chat. As I said, like the second block that you need to be considered is how you can see all the chats that are currently ongoing in real time, and how you can step in any of this chat and provide like a human expertise help to your employees or to your business partners. So for this purpose, we have a hybrid chat solutions. Hybrid chats itself is a set of Fiori applications. It's Fiori 3 applications living on your front-end server, can be on-premise front-end server. If you use like a cloud launchpad from SAP Cloud Platform, you can deploy it there. Applications itself connected to the system you definitely have. It's a solution manager ITSM. Why solution manager ITSM? Because if you're using a chatbot, you always provide a service in the real time, but it's still a service. It's still a request. It's a service request, or it's an incident if something happens, like an error in SAP or whatever else. So you definitely can see that all those requests in the text mode, in the chat mode, is the same model-wise, is the same like ITSM model that is in Solution Manager. And it's awesome because it's a many years of development of ITSM model that is in use by SAP and in use by SAP clients to provide a support, to get a support from SAP. So we take the same model from Solution Manager ITSM, put Fiori applications on top of them, and in the real time, you can see all the dialogues, all the conversations that are currently happening. Perfect. Yeah. So, and of course, all logs are saved into your local on-premise ITSM system. They are categorized. You know from which channel it comes. You know for which category. You can see whether a chatbot was able to provide a support or human interaction been there. And of course, you have a nice interface for human interaction. Yeah. So that's how it looks like. So you can see the board. For instance, if you are operator, again, like roles concept is there, authorization concept is there. You can say that if I like this operator or I like this expert, only to see some messages or some chats that are coming for sales and distribution. So then they will see only sales and distribution chats on their board. So that because authorization model from Solution Manager is also there. So user management, organizational management, and ITSM itself creates a bundle where you can just put like a Fiori applications on top and connect to conversational AI. You can see everything. Yeah, and of course we understand that together with conversational AI, together with a nice model from Solution Manager, we also have embedded BW model that is simply embedded into Solution Manager ITSM. It's perfect, you have it. Yeah, it's perfect, you have it, and you can use it. How can you use Solution Manager? You can use it unlimited to process log of SAP software. Conversational AI is SAP software, means you can have any number of users that log into Solution Manager ITSM and simply work there in a real time, analyzing like conversations, or get an access to archive of the conversations, to read the conversation logs. You don't need to have license. You pay license for conversational AI. You can use Solution Manager for ITSM because you still work with SAP software. Embedded analytics that is embedded into Solution Manager ITSM allows you to get reporting out of the box. You can use analysis, for instance. You can use analytical cloud to display those reports, to build those reports, and that's the kind of reports you can have. For instance, automatic categorizations, like a full level out of the box. You are working with a customer support, like on my screen. You can definitely see, okay, so for in this month or in this period of time, I had like some tickets for customer support, let's say like 50 of them, and that's how those tickets are distributed. So delivery and pickup, payments and warranty, yeah. And what is like for warranty, whether it's been just like some policy I told to my clients, or definitely they register some warranty cases. Yeah, we can see, okay, from this period of time, 9 warranty cases were registered via solution via conversational AI. And it's only one category you can overview. You can have the same overview for finance. You can have the same overview for sales and distribution, for user management, for human resources. And of course, everything is visualized. It's simple graphics from Excel. I will show you live today. So again, different kind of reports. And you can build another report and say, okay, what is my level of automation? And your level of automation here, as you can see, 72%. So 72% of all the chats in a certain period of time is processed automatically by Joy AI AAS. For this is our operator, a digital assistant. And you have other operators that might interact in hybrid chats mode in a real time with the users, with the business partners, and you can see what is their percentage of interaction. And if you drill down, if you open it, you can see the conversation logs, and you can see why actually operators stepped in and discover whether we need to provide additional training to the skill of artificial intelligence. Maybe we don't have such kind of skill, and that's good. We need to develop it. Or it's been just a case where human expertise needed to solve the question that employee or business partner has. So that's how you can see from the back side, yep, from the management side, how your conversational AI performs. And definitely you can understand, okay, so that's a gap, I need to close it. Additional training, additional skill, and then I increase the level of automation, the level of cognitive automation, autopilot automation, when my digital assistant provides actually the support to either my employees or to business partners. You can see, for instance, channel-wise, say, okay, well, we invested so much like into WhatsApp channel support and development. What is like a percentage my customers, my clients are using it? You can see, okay, 3%. Well, should I support this channel? Should I close this channel? Should I do something to tell my clients or to tell my employees that, hey guys, that's another channel you can use? Yeah. So that's how you can understand, for instance, like 18% in Microsoft means Teams. Well, it's my employees web chat living on my website. So many chats, so many support tickets I completed in a certain period of time, and WhatsApp is not in use. Either I need to put a little bit more marketing, telling that my vendors or my customers don't call our hotline. Please use WhatsApp. We have a nice solution there. It can help you. Yep. Or you can say, okay, WhatsApp is not in use. Maybe another messenger we need to have. So that's 3 building blocks. Yep. And if we see them in action, let me go out from this presentation. I will show you them in action. So, and I will show them from my website, from our website, from our company website. So actually that's, you can see it on the right. And we have all the skills mentioned on a website. Let's make it bigger. Grouped based on line of business. You can read about any of them. You can see like a GIF animation, having some impression how skill is working. So you can see all of them are grouped here. And additionally, we have try online portal. So that's a portal where you can try a chatbot connected to SAP backend, or it might be non-SAP system. It doesn't matter. Let's say connected to a digital core. We have about like a 30 or 40 scenarios available, not all 400, because then we need to maintain transactional master data that is really, really, really time consumable. And of course, we have like a Fury Launchpad connected here. So it means you can get an access directly to our system via Fury interface and see that all your actions you are doing in the chat are definitely captured here. Yep. So, and you don't have a user ID, so you simply request chatbot to create the user, and then you will get it. So that's how you can try and test it. What I will try to show today, so I will try to show today like some combinations, how we can work in a chatbot solution, for instance, from your website, covering a bit like a business to customers, and covering a bit scenarios from employee self-services, and also like showing your hybrid chats, where you can track and see all conversations online and also report on solution. So for instance, showing B2C, you can say that the client comes and say, for instance, how can I return my shoes back? Something like this, yeah? So I just need to provide the support. It's a Q&A. Of course, I need to tell about the policies. And as mentioned, we also need to be able to join here some operational skills where we can say, okay, if you like to return something back, that's how you can create a claim, or that's how you can print like a return label. Yeah. So that's what happening currently in the system. So first of all, it's the Q&A part of the bot. We understood like the conversation topic. We explain, so what is our policy? And if you like to submit warranty case, so that's an integration between Q&A and operational skills. Yeah, so that's what we have out of the box, can be customized for your needs. For instance, how support team can see it, that something is happening. As I mentioned, we have a hybrid chat solution, the second building block, yeah, that can work in the background if you don't have any support team, right? Execute it in the background, so then it will gather some statistics for you. If you have some support team to be logging, then you can use Fiori applications. So that's like a background application with Fiori interface to access it. So what I'm currently doing, I'm opening this application we developed on top of Solution Manager, as mentioned, and it's a dashboard for operator, and you can see it how operator can see it. So I have an active dialogue here, and that's a dashboard of all dialogues that are currently happening in my company, let's say in my conversation automation. Well, it's only one. I can see it's green. I can see it comes from the web chat. Client is unknown because we don't have single sign-on. We're coming from the internet. We have some KPIs showing that it's like a 5% of maximum processing time is consumed. So because of course we need to be focused to deliver service support like in some like logically good time. Yep. So in the 20 minutes and a half an hour, if I'm sitting an employee, if I'm sitting and chatting with my chatbot more than an hour, so then I'm wasting my time. Yeah. So again, so we need to track this KPI, and you can see this KPI is melting. So it's like a real time. And of course, we have like a confidence. We can see that our bot is like really performing well. Yeah. So yeah. So we don't need to jump into this dialogue and do something. Yeah. Or if it's like a red and bot performing bad, so then you can open the dialogue, and then you can see. Yep. So the dialogue inside it. So that's how operator can see it. You can see what user asks. Where you can see what bot replied back. You have like some controls here. First of all, automatic categorization, as I mentioned. We know that it's a customer support, warranty, and return, like a 4 maximum level available out of the box, can be extended to 10. You have already a log number, so that's saved in your on-premise system, so you can then drill down and analyze it. And as an operator, you can talk directly to the user. You can say that you're operator. You can do it like seamlessly if you like it. And of course, you can talk to user as well. So that's how it works. For instance, you can say, hey, I am operator, how can I help you? Yep, so and once you did it, immediately it is appeared here. Yep, I'm operator, how can I help you? So it's connected from Solution Manager for the application. You can influence in real time all conversations you have. You can also see that bot is on hold now, yeah, because that's like a 3-person conversation. So you, chatbot, and user. Once you take a steering wheel, like in an aircraft, once you take a steering wheel, autopilot is going out. Yep, so it's switched off. So once you release like a steering wheel, so then you can go to autopilot again. So for instance, like operator, how can I help you? And user can say, looks like I do not have an account to create a return claim. Yeah, a return claim, something like this. All right, so it's sent back to operator, and what operator can do, so okay, well, you don't have an account, we need to create one. Then I can ask my chatbot as an operator and say, okay, return back to the dialogue, because there's 3 of us sitting here. Yep, so it's the user, myself as an operator, and a chatbot. Bot is on hold because I'm start chatting. Once I start chatting, immediately I took a steering wheel. I need flexible returning back. So then I say like a create user. Yeah. And what I did, I activated bot, and on the user behalf, I talked to bot. So it means once bot is active, bot got a phrase like create a user ID, and it starts steering the conversation. So if I return back to conversation, how user can see it, the user said like, looks like I don't have an account to create a claim, and then say, okay, I need information to be able to create a user for you. So that's a seamless integration, yeah? And then I can step out. And this is your solution manager, you have it, as I said, yeah? And you can step out. So that's how you as an operator can influence to the dialogue, yeah? So you can jump in anytime, you can see the whole history access, and you definitely can influence and talk to the user and return back a steering wheel to bot. And here I'm just like I start chatting back as a user, for instance. Yep, telling my name. And now you can think it can be like not only business to customer, but also can be like support scenario for your employees, for user management, for instance. And then to create a user ID, currently we will create it an SAP system for sure, because we use like SAP backend, but it might not be only SAP backend, so we can connect to any system you have with Conversational AI from SAP. Yep. Sentiment analysis, working in all languages. So if something is re-asked, you just need to be positive and negative. Once you're negative means you don't confirm it. Once you're positive on neutral, then you like to continue. So here I like provided back like a plus button or like a smiley face, whatever emotionally you like to talk to your chatbot, and it's conversation driven with emotional analysis inside it. So then it understands, okay, plus you like to continue. So then it asks for the email address, because like to create a user, for instance, either external for the customer or internal, if you like to create a user ID, let's say an SAP sandbox system that you have for prototyping, of course you like to have it on a self-service, so why to spend time to ask someone to create the user for you and then get billed from support partner, yeah? So then it's like a phone number. So we have a phone number. We need to capture a phone number here only for the purpose if we like to do validation based on SMS. Yeah. So then we capture a phone number. We can send an SMS immediately, asking to validate it, or we can send it later on. So what you can see here, you can see that user ID is already in the system. Yeah. We never create something twice because it's a smarter system. It's conversation driven, but also like analyze your backend. Yep. So it comes to your identity provider or directly to your backend system, say, well, user is already there. So what you can do, you can reset a password, yeah? Or you can say, I don't know my user, so what should I do here? So then you get help. You can start conversation in one channel. Let's say if you're like employee currently, yeah, so you had a conversation here. So that's one channel from the web chat. It's a Sergey Tikhanenko. So I already like past authentication, let's say, but you can continue in another chat. So then, for instance, you jump like sometimes left. Yep. So you jump back to another messenger. You as a corporate messenger, you are using let's say Teams, and you're also the same user. Yep. So then you can actually get the same level of support from different channels, and then you can say something like I forgot, yeah, my password, for instance. Yep. So because, well, we can see we tried to create user ID, user is already there. So then you just like got a coffee with your colleague, or you just jump to the meeting because it's been time. Then you return back, say, hey, I need to log into the system, but I forgot a password. And who cares which channel are you using? Yep. So you can continue in another channel because you are the same user. If you use single sign-on, doesn't matter which channel you are using, via Conversational AI to connect to your system. That's it. Reset password is reset. Yes. Why in Teams is so fast? Because it's single sign-on. Yeah. We know your user ID. We reset the password and send it to you via email. So that's my user. That's my email. And you can see, so previously I talked to chatbot, asked my leave quotas, for instance, just to check like whether I can go for vacation. Yeah. And of course, password is here. So send to my email. It's my temporary password. So now I can log into SAP system. So you see how fast it is. One line of message. So you simple, like time to time talk to your digital assistant as an employee, and you see how smoothly I jump back from B2C scenario to employee support, and then user management is here. So once, for instance, you're got, and of course, like in the hybrid chats, we can see it all. Yep. So we can see that it comes from Microsoft. We can see that it comes from web chat. Yep. So and if we open like a chat from Microsoft, we can see that. Yep. So that's yeah, definitely. So we and we got a history because the user is authentified. So now we can see all the historical requests user posted. And once I open this historical request, it's my Solman, yep, so on-premise history. So I can see all the requests that user actually asked my chatbot. Let it build up. When I'm sharing, it's not so fast. Yep, so that's like a historical request, and you can see like another dialogue actually in another language that user get with a chatbot. So all historical requests you can track by user. You can track by category, for instance, say, okay, I don't like to see my request like this one, but show me like all chatbot requests for instance, for time management I have in my organization. Yep, so for like a certain time period, let's say for the entire June. Yep, so that's how you can easily do it. So then you request it, and that's a historical dialogue. So you can see which employees, for instance, or which users use like a time management scenario. Yep, so in your organization when and for a certain period. So that is here. You can actually jump into any dialogue that historically was executed by the chatbot. You can see where the operator was joined. Here you can see the categories. So that will be saved on your on-premise system. So it's awesome, and there's nothing to develop. It's all you have. Yep. And additionally, on top of it, as mentioned, so you can have like a reporting. Reporting is in Excel. Reporting is in a business objects portal. Reporting is in an analytical cloud. So whatever you prefer. So if you, for instance, do reporting from the Excel, from SAP analysis, so then you click open like a workbook, click on the refresh button. So then you immediately connect it to SAP. And you can see that here I grabbed data for June 19th. So currently the data is refreshed, and I'm reading it from SAP system directly. So that's a connected workbook. So the pleasure is you can send it via email as a snapshot, but at the same time you can request new data from SAP. Yep, and that's what you have. And you can say that's my right, so customer support, how it's distributed, but show me like, for instance, another category, and you can see them all here as well. And you can see, for instance, show me like a finance, accounting, yep, so and show me categories, say for plant maintenance, yep, so two of them. I like to see like what is my plant maintenance request and accounting request, how many I have them, and that's like how many you have them, and then you can see how it's distributed based on different channels you currently have in your organization. At the same time, you can say, okay, well, channels are fine. I would like to jump to another report and show me like the drill down. What actually scenarios have been executed in accounting? And you could say, okay, under accounting, we executed financial accounts and account payable, receivable, or general ledger. So, and that's a report that shows you like a real-time number of tickets you had in a certain period. Yep. And that's your benefit. Yep, you can see that 139, let's say tickets or service requests automated, and then you say, okay, but how many of them? And what is the percentage of cognitive automation? Yep, so then you go to by operator, and you can see the percentage in your selection, in your current selection is like 90%. Like 90% of all accounting and plant maintenance requests are automatically delivered back information to the employee, for instance, or even action executed in SAP. You either post some financial document, you create an invoice, you confirm operation in the plant maintenance, and at the same time you can see operators. So sometimes first line support joined via hybrid chats. If you have them, again, if you don't have them, then you don't see them. Yeah, but if you have them, then you can see, okay, but why we have those guys joined and what they did in these scenarios. So that's very easy. So you simply copy this log number. It's a whole dialogue here, of course, and you go to reporting solution and say, hey, let's do the following in the filters. I like to see, I don't like to use this filter. I don't like to use this again. Yep. So, and I don't like to use this, but I like to use like a based on the ticket ID, and show me this ticket, please. Yep. So, and once you show on the ticket, I need to delete all these things. Actually, like, let's do the faster thing, or faster way. Yep. So, and then you say, okay, yeah, so I need to filter them out. Yep, so in this one as well. Good. So, and then you just like request only one, and you have this ticket back for sure. Again, filters is like a standard filters in SAP, and you can see that's been a dialogue. And then when operator stepped in, you can see operator stepped in because it's been issue that actually chatbot asked some information about an equipment, or user would like to add some equipment data and was not able to do it because maybe skill is not ready for this, or maybe it's like some, let's say, non-standard process user had, and immediately it's been operator joined, and of course, operator provided like a support to the user like manually. And here, based on this analysis, you can say, hey, why can't we add equipment via chatbot? Probably we don't have the skill, but we can see we still have this like branches of the processes when we create like M2 notification in our case. Yeah, so like a main malfunction reports, and in this case you will either contact IT guys and say, IT guys, can you please add this to our like to our skill, this step when we grab an equipment from the user. We can do it for you as well based on a subscription model, as I mentioned. Or yeah, you can do it by yourself, for instance, or you can ask your IT guys to analyze it on a weekly basis and make decisions. So that's why reporting is essential here. Yep. So you can see from the back end side. Yep. So what happening from the aggregated side, what happening, which dialogues you need to point your attention to from 138. Yep. So you just need to point your attention to, let's say, 14 of them. Yep. Analyzing 14 dialogues a week. It's much easier than 140, yeah, 138 to be precise. And then drill down to all these dialogues. You can see, okay, here we need to train better. Here we don't have skill. And this was like a really seldom case, and we agreed we will not automate it. Yeah, so we just have like a first line support step in and provide a service. Yeah, so that's how reporting can be used to actually connect all those three things together. So what you have seen today. So one thing is conversational AI solution connected to SAP backend. You saw the business cases, customer support, employee support. You saw how it works in Teams, for instance, like in a corporate messenger. You saw that you can have all conversations be logged in your solution manager ITSM. You have it because you're a SAP customer, and it's easy, it's a standard. Yep, so you just plug it in. If you like, if you have first line support, you can provide first line support consultants a workplace, a Fiori application. They simply open and see all the messages that are currently happening, and even can step in and interact either with user directly or with conversational AI. So they can trigger some skills, and that's perfect. Yep. So automatic categorization allows you to see the big picture on aggregated level. So it means which skills are executed, so which skills are in use in what amount, and what is your volume of usage it. With channels, for instance, you can build like as many reports as you like, because it's like a BW system with like hundreds of different dimensions you can use. And you can, for instance, use a report to see what is my level of automation, how can I see the chat dialogue, conversation dialogues, where I had like a special cases handled manually, and what can I do actually to avoid those dialogues in the future, either train better, provide skill, or do something else. Yeah? Train my users, for instance. And everything that you've seen today, you can easily get, because it's content we provide. It's 2 years of development we already spent to build it, and it's very easy to customize for you, and customization is included in our offer. Yeah, so that's very cheap actually, much more or less expensive than to do it by yourself. You see how many hours you can return back to your employees if you use it like internally. You see how many hours you can cut from the first line, second line support. And if you use it for business to client, you can see how easy actually you can grab new lead, for instance. Yep. So if you have it like on your website and grabbing like information about the user automatically, created like a user record. So it's very easy to grab the lead. Yeah. So if you're like from banking, if you're like selling goods online, and someone is chatting with a chatbot and say, hey, well, do you have an account? Let me create one. And I easily can send you like a code to check your email, or SMS to check your phone number, even if user left. So you have this information from the lead. You can get your marketing department sit in and analyze those tickets, let's say those conversation logs where we grab the lead. And then you can, of course, call them back, mail them back, send the email, campaign them back, and try to convert leads to the customer. So you cut in costs from support, you increase productivity, cutting cost of your employees they spend on the system. And for sure, in case you sell online, in case you support online, you bring new clients, you get new clients, you get more revenue actually generated automatically via a conversation-driven chatbots. That's what SAP delivers, perfect platform, our content on top, very quick start. That's what I have for today.
Thanks, Serhei. Any questions for Serhei, please?
Hey, hi, sir. Abhijit here. So I have a question regarding integration with, if suppose I am asking some question that what is the dispatch for this customer, today's dispatch, or maybe production for this process order. So for that sort of information, to get that sort of information from SAP, is it required to get it only from BI, or can it directly communicate it with ECC in that case?
We directly communicating with ECC. What we provide is more than 300 of ABAP classes available as part of our solution. It's certified by SAP, so it means all development corresponds to the level of standard development in SAP. And as the communications, we're not using microservices. We're using single rail, let's say, either one or data service or one SOAP service or WebSocket, depends what you prefer, to transfer data from SAP to the chart and back. Yep. So, and if you're, for instance, select like OData channel, so then you can have like a gateway or OData provisioning in between, so you can keep your ECC system quite safe. Yep. So that's what we have. So actually, just like I showed on the screen, you will see like really hundreds of ABAP classes already developed, and it's not like an external transport. So you simply get it into your system via like a standard SAP add-on installation. So you can install it. If you like it, you use it. If you dislike it, you can dismantle it, and then again. So you keep your system clean. So that's a number of classes we already provide. So that each single step to SAP execute like an ABAP class, very easy to support, very easy to extend. No data actually up, so no some web services concept, but standard simple ABAP and a few interfaces, few methods. One is checking authorization in case you're going from outside of your corporate network, and if you're like past authorization, so then you run operation. So, and you can see how you work with the platform. You just grab the memory, like variables from the chat, do something, execute functional models, and you return variables back to the chat. So, and that's all the ABAP classes you can see here we provide. And as a part of subscription, we can develop this ABAP classes for you on a fixed price if some part of the processes you have is not in our library.
Did that answer your question, Abhijit?
Yeah.
Any other questions for Sarhai?
I just wanted to add to what Sarhai mentioned, to Abhijit's question, that any process that we look at, wherein we are asking the question, well, of course, there could be multiple ways of hitting the source system. What is important here to note is that, of course, the user need to have the authorization, and which is what is being checked in this tool as well. It looks for the right authorization and accordingly gives the answer to you. And from that perspective, whether the BW is the source or the functional module within ERP, in both cases, that has been taken care of, the user access piece, and the right information is being passed on to the user. Now, I know Sergey has mentioned this as a part of his demo. What's also important to note that whatever input is given by the user, that is written back to the SAP system. And that's how we are able to close the loop in multiple processes.
Yep, exactly. Thank you.
And I think the use is limited to your ability to figure out what process in your organization needs to be automated or enabled by a chatbot. In some cases, it might be customer facing. In some cases, it might be internal facing. In some cases, it might be vendor facing as well. So, for example, I know when I was working with Saint-Gobain Glass, one of the things that the call center used to get hundreds of calls every day was from their dealers to check whether or not their goods got dispatched. So that's very simple but a very easily done use case here, and which can save a lot of time for the call center team. So I was part of that team, the logistics team, and I know I used to field easily about 100 calls every day from different customers inquiring just that.
And Mukesh, that's a great example you gave, and how we could actually solve some of these problems. Of course, technology backbone is one thing, but in terms of the interface as well, I mean, being able to use WhatsApp as a channel, which in India most of us use, even for the dealer and vendor interactions, having one WhatsApp number for your enterprise, and that acts as a information engine for you, for your ecosystem, which is vendors and customers and dealers in your place. That is how it is closely embedded. It actually connects the enterprise system like ERP with something that is being used extensively, like WhatsApp.
And this is only limited by your imagination and ability to come up with use cases. I mean, once you start using it, I think things the easier it gets as the more you start using it. I think that's what I could make sense out of.
Yep.
So any other
Absolutely.
questions
And
for Sarai? Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, Nitish, you were saying something.
No, so if there is no question, I would just take the last few seconds to request the team that, I mean, if there is any initiative that you can think of or what is underway, please let us know. We'll be more than happy to work in your live environment and show how it works. So that's how
Yeah,
we
and
want to
also,
engage on this topic. Yeah.
yeah, also if you have a topic that you would like us to bring to you, please do let us know either in this chat or on the WhatsApp group. And I've also created a simple feedback poll. Would be great if you can also respond to the poll so that we can continue to improve the content of these sessions that we bring to you. So we'd really appreciate if you can just take that time, maybe half a minute or so, to provide your feedback.
Yep. And just during this like a discussion, you can see so what I'm currently doing. So just get an access to my inbox, for instance, and provide an approval for one of the absence. Like you said, like was it connected to SAP or not? Yes, it is connected. So it's very easy. You can do it in a WhatsApp. You can do it in the Teams from your mobile phone or from web chat components. So just like reading your inbox items and say, okay, so you have like a purchase acquisitions approval, you have purchase order approval, you have leave request approvals. That's what I had. And if you request like a purchase order approval, so the different semantic layer is showing you. So reading data from your system structuring. And of course, you can say, okay, that's what I would like to provide my decision for, either approve or reject. So, and then like add a comment, like too expensive, for instance, in this case, and then reject it. So everything is captured in the backend. So, and that's how you can easily like sitting with your mobile phone, make a decision one by one, item by items, and load the list again. So it's, yeah, make your work really, really smart and really fast. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you
I'll
very much.
just leave the poll for another 10 seconds. I have 2 responses so far out of the 8 or 9 people in the call. So it would be great if you could just quickly respond to the poll in the next 10 seconds or so that we can close out the session. Maybe Nitish, final words from your end as a SIG lead.
No, I think I appreciate your time. And like I said, Mukesh, whenever we do such sessions, our idea is that we engage more on that topic. So I encourage you to reach out to us so that we can work on some live projects. And that's the only way, we can add value in some of these scenarios that you can think of in your organization. So yeah, that would be from my side.
Okay. So with that, we conclude this month's session on the cloud platform. Thanks, Sarhai. Thanks, Nitish.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone, for joining in. I really do hope that the time that you spent today was useful and you go back to your organizations with some interesting ideas and yeah, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Stay safe.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.